everyone, welcome back to my channel. So you might not know, but Channel Mum gives me monthly topics to talk about here on my channel, and today's topic is all about a working mum or a stay-at-home mum and kind of what my role is, if I will be returning back to work anytime soon. I get these questions asked a lot, and I think I did cover it briefly in my Q&A. If you didn't watch my Q&A, then I thought I'd do a video explaining basically what's going to be happening in the future and the benefits and not benefits of a stay-at-home and a working mum. Ever since Ellie was born, obviously I have been a stay-at-home mum. I've been lucky enough to be able to do that. I know not many people can do that, and they have got returned back to work after maternity leave. But because Paul had quite a good income and I also had my hobby job already, there was just no need for me to return back to work. Paul would prefer me to stay at home with Ellie as well, so no one else can kind of raise her and we can put her into childcare or something. He would prefer me to actually raise her. So that is probably the main reason. Obviously if the income wasn't so great, then we'd probably have to both return back to work. But I also do work at home, so I do YouTube, which is kind of a full-time job, but I haven't actually got to leave my house to do it, so I'm very lucky. It started off as a hobby and then obviously ended up as a job, and I do earn money from it. But also I do work part-time with my dad as well, so a couple of days a week or every day if I can, even if it's for an hour or a couple of hours, I do a bit of work. So I did explain a bit of that in my Q&A, like I said, but I will go through it briefly now. So before Ellie, I used to work with my dad. He has his own business and he buys and sells it online. He does markets, boot sales, eBay, pretty much everything, and he sells pretty much everything as well. So I used to basically be a secretary, and I used to answer the phone and do emails. I used to pack up all the items and arrange the courier to come and collect them, respond back to messages on eBay, and also list the items as well. So that is what I did. I did that ever since I left school up until my maternity leave, so I was always working, and it was obviously great that I was working with my dad, so everything was a bit more laid back, and obviously I could leave early some days if I could, and you know, it wasn't so professional. So obviously I went on to maternity leave. I think I was 30 weeks when I went on to maternity leave. I can't actually remember. And when Ellie was, up until she was about 2, I didn't work at all. I didn't do eBay. I just stuck to my YouTube, which was just basically a hobby for me. I mean, if I wasn't earning any money, I'd probably still do YouTube because it's just memories for me, and I love recording Ellie's life basically. It's just personal for my own use, but obviously I can make some money out of it. So yeah, ever since Ellie was 2, I decided, obviously because we're getting married this year, it would be so much better if there was kind of a little bit more money coming into the household. So I decided to do part-time work with my dad, and I'm so lucky that I get to do that at home. So I kind of work around Ellie. It can be really stressful, and some days I only do an hour, and that's just all I can do because Ellie can be quite clingy, and I hate that I can't give all my attention to her. But now Paul is off work currently with an injury, obviously he can look after Ellie while I've got to do my jobs or my emails, anything like that. So it has worked out a bit better. I was thinking of putting her into nursery if Paul was obviously having his job and I had my little jobs to do. So I was thinking of putting her into nursery a couple of days a week for a couple of hours, and I think it will really benefit her. We still are thinking about that as well. Definitely before she's 3, we will get her into a nursery because I just think that she'll love it as well. But yeah, even YouTube, obviously I have deadlines to meet, and I work with Channel Mum as well, so I have got my own job, let alone working with my dad as well. But like I said, I know not many people are fortunate, and I know a lot of mummies do have to go back to work after maternity leave. I feel for the mums that do have to return back to work because I can't imagine how hard that is. But obviously life is hard and we have to kind of make sacrifices, and working mums are only going back to work to provide for their children, basically. So yeah, I'm very lucky to be able to work from home. Like I said, it does get very stressful sometimes, especially when Paul was at work. I used to have to do it when Ellie was napping, or I'd do it in the evening. And same with YouTube, I would always edit a video when Ellie was having a nap or in the evening, because I don't like working when Ellie is around me, because I just feel like guilty. I have the mum guilt, and I know she probably wouldn't care, but I'd rather do it when she's asleep. Plus it's a bit more less stressful as well. When it comes to filming, I kind of have to work around Ellie. So today my mother-in-law has Ellie, so I'm kind of getting these videos done, and I've got a few more to film today. But any other videos that Ellie can be in, then, you know, I just do it when I can. But yes, I just thought I'd come on here and explain basically what my role is at the moment. And I get so many questions saying, will I return back to work? At the moment, no, because obviously I can work from home and I've got the opportunity to. But, you know, if in the future, if I had to, and if Ellie went back to school, then I would, or if she went back to school, if she started school, then I would consider going back to work full time. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on a stay-at-home mummy or a working mummy, and leave me a comment with your situation. Do you go to work, or do you stay at home with little ones? And yeah, definitely check out Channel Mum, because loads of other mummies have spoken about this subject if you are interested. And I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!